Question 8, the radioactivity question. Question 8a says, the readings from the counter need to be corrected for background radiation. State one source of background radiation. Now they'll accept anything sensible for this. You can't mention the radioactive source itself, but for example, rocks, radon gas, building materials, certain food and drink, and we'll take certain examples for that. So you might know that there's a lot of potassium-40 in bananas. Now, one word of warning. When the question says state one source, do just state one, unlike I'm doing here because I'm writing the mark scheme. If you put more than one and one of them's wrong, they can deduct marks for that. Okay, question 8a part 2. Describe the method Norman should use to correct for background radiation. Now the key word here is describe. When they're asking you to describe a method, you're basically telling Norman exactly what he should do. So don't assume that he knows what he's doing. So what you want to say here is, it's basically 3 steps. Number 1, he needs to measure the count rate when the source is not present or far away. Don't leave this bit out, measure the count rate. That's really important. That's the instruction. So I noticed that some students wrote, take readings when the source is not present, but that's not really specific enough to get the mark. The next thing you're going to do is measure the count rate when the source is present. And finally, subtract the first reading, or the first measurement, from the second measurement. Measurement. Okay, so lots of students got that third point. Subtract the first measurement from the second measurement. But many students didn't go into detail about what those first and second measurements were. But remember, a clue is always looking how many marks it's out of. So seeing as it's out of 3 marks, they do want some detail there. Brilliant. Okay. So for this question, every half a minute, Norman records the count rate. He corrects for background radiation and produces this results table.